To reprise my old line, in Britain, everything is policed except crime. Dixon of Dock Green and other old-school telly-coppers used to advise young scallywags that crime doesn't pay. That's no longer true. If you like to break into your neighbour's home, steal his car, or even rape his womenfolk, it pays very handsomely. There is statistically near a 100% chance of your getting away with it. Only 1.3% of reported crimes, burglary, sexual assault, the lot, even lead to a summons, a charge, never mind a conviction. And that 1.3% figure is actually inflated by the police services underreporting of crimes. But for example, in a certain corner of Hampshire, there have recently been 83 burglaries. Do you know how many of them remain unsolved, boys and girls? That's right. All 83 of them. What do the useless plods in that particular corner of Hampshire do in lieu of solving crime? Well, when you do bugger all of any use, it frees up enormous resources for harassing the citizen for his opinions. Thus, no fewer than 5 officers were dispatched by Hampshire Constabulary to arrest one citizen, Darren Brady, a law-abiding citizen, a veteran of Afghanistan and Iraq, who has served Queen and country in some of the nastiest conflicts of the modern era. And what did the coppers get him for? Burglary? Rape? GBH? No. Pay close attention to the words of this disgraceful policeman.
Why has it come to this? Why am I in cuffs? Because of something he shared, then I shared.
Because someone has been caused, obviously, anxiety based upon your social media page. That's why you've been arrested.
Darren, I've got the
That's why you've been arrested. Someone has been caused anxiety based on your social media post. That is why you're being arrested. In no free society is that a crime. There is no real equivalent to what we see these policemen doing day after day in, say, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, all of which were born from the English policing tradition. True, policing everywhere has degenerated in these grisly times, but only in the UK have the constabulary so enthusiastically embraced their reinvention as the thought police. Guess what they decided? After cuffing Mr. Brady and carting him off, why, you will never guess. Oh, they've decided not to press any charges. Well, I never. There are still people who defend the failed, shameful British constabulary by saying, oh, well, that just goes to show if you've done nothing wrong, all you have to do is let the process play out. No. To reprise another old line of mine, the process is the punishment. You send 5 thug coppers round to put a fellow in handcuffs, and you thereby tell 1,000 fainter hearts, don't link to Lawrence Fox, don't retweet the vaccine victim special on GBNews, don't put up an excerpt from Ava Vladingerbroek's latest interview, because they're going to come round to put you in handcuffs, and who knows how it might escalate from there. Do you really want to be truncheoned into the hospital for, quote, resisting arrest? It's precisely because there's no crime that they could have charged him with that the Hampshire police abuse is so intolerable, and the goon who ordered it ought to be known and has to be called to account. The Chief Constable of Hampshire Police is Olivia Pinkney. Here she is. We've asked her to come on the show. She joins our list of deplorable Chief Constables, along with Pippa Mills at West Mercia and that fella at Greater Manchester Police. And we'd like to know from her who in the chain of command ordered this 5-man raid. The Hampshire Constabulary has no business sending 5 officers to cuff a whippersnapper impertinent enough to laugh at the LGBT QWERTY flag. 20 years ago, my chum John O'Sullivan, who appears often on this show, observed that the British police had become the paramilitary wing of The Guardian. That's very true. They're the paramilitary wing of The Guardian and of Twitter and of Full Fact. And they've sent us a Hampshire Police. They didn't make the Chief Constable available for interview, but they have sent us one of those. They claim to have been investigating an alleged offence under Section 127 of the 2003 Communications Act, and it said that they were acting in good faith after being deployed to investigate the report of an offensive image being shared online. Now, this is what they don't get. The so-called offensive image is a rearrangement of the rainbow flag made to look like a swastika. In a free society, you're allowed to laugh at the rainbow flag. You don't have to identify which of the various component parts. They've made it more complicated. It used to just be about sexual identity. Then they decided to put race and a whole bunch of. So now it's a big happy rainbow flag of happy out gays and happy devout Muslims who regard homosexuality as an abomination. But on the flag, they're all happy. And if you think that's absurd, you're allowed to laugh at it in free societies, because the alternative, the Hampshire police world of going around and arresting people for laughing at the rainbow flag, is worse.